Celtics defense falters after getting blitzed by Warriors' physicality. Stephen Curry scored 27 points. Buddy Hield had 16, and the Golden State Warriors beat the Boston Celtics 118-112 on Wednesday night for their fifth straight victory. Imagine if the Celtics had lost like that last season, at home, against the Warriors, with Steph Curry controlling the fourth quarter and all the clutch moments tilting toward Golden State. The letdown would have brought back nightmares of the 2022 finals. It would have led to television programs, both locally and nationally, wondering if the Celtics had it, the magical ingredient a champion must have. They would have been bashed in all the most predictable ways. Their crunch time offense isn't good enough. They aren't tough enough. They don't stay composed enough in tight games. Why would anybody trust them in the biggest moments? One luxury of the banner now hanging in the TD Garden rafters is that the Celtics no longer need to deal with the angst about whether they have everything it takes to win a title. Otherwise, the way they lost to the Warriors on Wednesday 118-112 would have brought out all of the old critiques. "We just didn't make enough plays on defense at the end of the game," said Jason Tatum. While losing a 7-point fourth-quarter lead, the Celtics failed to produce a single defensive stop over the final 6:09. They allowed Kevin Looney to score a pair of killer putback baskets during crunch time, including one that came after the Warriors had another offensive rebound on the same possession. With 4:18 left, Gary Payton II saved a Golden State possession by beating the Celtics to the court for a loose ball. After a timeout, Andrew Wiggins capitalized on the extra chance by drilling a step-back jump shot over the top of Tatum. Later, Tatum made a costly defensive mistake when he lost Buddy Hield for a three-pointer in the final minute. The Warriors made 9 of their final 13 field goal attempts and rebounded all 4 misses. When you have an alertness to Curry, being in shifts, trying to stop him as a team, they do a good job of cutting behind you, said Joe Mazzulla. "I thought one was off an air ball, one was off a block shot, and I thought the Hield one was the toughest one. I thought the other 2 were a little 50-50, but that's what happens. Plays like that happen. Games like that happen. Now that the Celtics have won a championship, the reactions to every close loss won't be as visceral. Their disappointment against the Warriors still left a reminder that there's a price to be paid for failing to take care of the smaller details. Every game is a different test," said Derek White. "You learn something new from every game. Obviously, they're a really good team and they're playing well right now. Saw those little things that we talked about in training camp that came back in and got us at the end of it. Warriors strategy night and day. In March of last season, Jaylen Brown found the Warriors' defensive approach against him disrespectful. He sounded shocked that they decided to sag off him even when he had the ball. Drew Holiday considered Golden State's strategy a mind game gone wrong. The tactic, which Brown had no problem beating, also felt like an admission of sorts from the Warriors. Steve Kerr did not believe his defense could stop the Celtics conventionally. He felt the need to resort to a gimmick, the all-out abandonment of an all-star. The Celtics encountered no such tricks from the Warriors on Wednesday night, and not just because a hip injury sidelined Brown for the 3rd consecutive game. The Golden State defense, mediocre last season, now ranks as one of the NBA's best and most disruptive units. As passive as the Warriors were last season in their game plan against Brown, they were just as aggressive against the Celtics while forcing them into their worst first half to date. "They controlled the physicality in the first half," said Peyton Pritchard. "They were blitzing us, took us out of our rhythm." The Celtics shot 35.1% from the field, while committing 10 turnovers in the first half. Pritchard said his team knew to expect a slew of double teams from the Warriors, but didn't handle the strategy well early. "They kind of just had us outside our scoring area," echoed White. "And we were just kind of like, I don't know, surprise isn't the right word, but their pressure impacted the Celtics, and they were blitzing us." The Celtics are normally among the NBA's best at handling double teams. With the number of shooters they employ around their primary creators, plus the willingness of Tatum and others to pass the ball quickly out of traps, a double team against them can sometimes seem like an invitation for them to produce a wide-open three-pointer. Not so on Wednesday, though, at least in the first half. I think they just did a good job of being more physical, and obviously they were blitzing on all of the ball screens I came off, Tatum said. We were, or I can speak for myself, a little rushed in the first half, and I think in the second half just accepted it and played with more patience and made the right read more often than not. Tatum scored 24 of his 32 points after halftime, including 17 in the third quarter. He and the Celtics took a while to find their offensive rhythm. Mazzulla said the Warriors' physicality forced the Boston players to fight for their space. They have active hands, so I think in the first half, they got a ton of deflections, Mazzulla said. They were able to get some stuff there, but I thought we did a better job of handling the physicality in the second half, and just have to put, again, we talk physicality. It's just as much about defense as offense. So it took us a little while to get adjusted to that. Once we did, we executed really well. And then it just came down to a couple possessions at the end. Let's roll the last minute's game footage.
You come off Buddy Hield to help, and Hield nails it.
The Emirates NBA Cup begins in Philadelphia and in San Francisco. Al Horford makes it a 4-point game. They're going to look at it to make sure it's a three-pointer. Davis checks with his fellow officials. They say yes.
Just great execution. It has to be a quick hitter. Ability to set a great screen on a big and give Al the needed separation.
That was close, but you could say it's been hard fought, some tough D, and we've seen a lot of clutch shot making as well down the stretch. They call a foul on White. Draymond Green is not a great free throw shooter. For his career, 71%. And that one's good, makes it 5. Kevon Looney, who made some huge plays here in the fourth quarter. From Draymond Green.
Really have to guard the three-point line.
Tatum. Now, Wiggins has it, and they immediately foul Wiggins. Now, Wiggins is 2 for 4, so very simple. Warriors hit their free throws. They're going to win this road game. Come in 6-1 on the season, but yeah, they didn't play a great schedule. Now they start 3 in a row against 3 of the best in the NBA.
It's like it was a measuring stick game, and they still have 2 tough ones on the road trip: Cleveland, Oklahoma City, and then they go home to Dallas.
All 9 of their free throws in the fourth.
But the eye test is this team has got an identity. And
White struggling with the dribble. Curry all over him, knocked away, picked up by Pritchard. He launches it, and it's fouled. They still have a challenge. Steve Kerr basically asking Curry, did you hit him?
Yeah, caught him on the arm.
Pritchard's taken so far 3 here. It would make it a 3-point game. Both teams are in the penalty. He'll set the check back in.
Boy, it's hard in the moment.
So Hield re-enters, especially Pritchard. Pritchard's a great free throw shooter. What a start for him. He has become such an enormous part of the Celtics. Now in his 5th year. Free throw shooting there. Hits all 3. 16 seconds left. Green looking, and has to call timeout. Excellent ball. Again, Boston still has one. This one not over yet. 3-point game.
he has 4 steals in the basketball game despite the fact that they've attacked him. This is what he is just absolutely allowed to get separation, to make the right cuts, to use your defensive pressure against you.
To get a jump shot, he sets somebody else up, he drives it, creates opportunities for himself or others. His pass,
I mean, he's just putting it where it needs to be.
He has some fond memories of this building back in 2022 in game 6. So they'll inbound with Golden State out of timeouts. Kyle Anderson will inbound. Holiday playing off the inbound pass. The foul, they throw it ahead to Green. And there's the foul with 11.2 remaining. Draymond Green just hit these two. That would pretty much do it. Trying to wrap. Boston still has a timeout. Got the second one to go. White has 3. Anderson the rebound, pushed. 2.4 remaining, and that's going to do it. He had just missed the first, and that gave him the 4-point cushion. What a performance from these Golden State Warriors. Golden State was up 14 in the third quarter, and they blew the lead. Boston came back, went up by as many. Great defense throughout the game. Some big-time shot making in the fourth quarter. Brown, as Anderson connects, boy, great free throw shooting in the fourth quarter. Perfect on the road, 5-0 on the road, as the Celtics lose their first home game of the season.
Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe for daily update.